Tamron has done it again. New lens that makes a mark on the lens market instantly. Another odd focal length that actually is very useful and very practical. This 20 to 40mm f2.8 lens has got a lot to offer, but does it meet the high expectation? Is it a perfect lens for vlogging, traveling with, an all-round lens that will rarely leave your camera? Keep watching, don't skip to find out more. I broke my main key light, so I had to venture outside to do this video in the nature, outside. I'm outside of my house. It's not in nature really, I'm in the town, but I'm outside just because I can light myself indoors. Here we go. Tamron is the only brand right now that is doing something different and exciting. They're not only branching out to create new lenses for Fuji and Nikon mirrorless cameras, but also creating lenses like this. Lenses that are breaching the gap on the market between wide aperture primes and zooms and offering something that is more appealing to a wider range of photographers and filmmakers because they offer high quality lenses with wider focal ranges than the norm and different than everything else out there. For Sony E-mount, Tamron has given us incredible 35 to 150mm first, and then the 50 to 400mm zooms, and now they are giving us this ultra wide angle 20mm to very respectable 40mm zoom with a constant aperture of f2.8. Almost too good to be true, but it is true, and this lens works remarkably well. This focal range does make it a perfect one lens choice for content creators, someone who needs one lens that can be wide enough to use when handheld vlogging and with enough reach to shoot all kinds of B-roll. It is also perfect as just one lens when traveling, as it does give you enough versatility for pretty much any kind of photography or video shooting scenario. 20mm the wide end of this lens is great for filming yourself with, for vlogging, as it's, in my opinion, great focal range. 16mm on all of lenses, wide angle lenses, is just sometimes just too wide, and 24 just slightly too tight. And when this 20 just gives you enough coverage to show your surroundings and yourself without stretching your arm too far when filming with a full frame camera like this A7 IV. It is also very small and light, which is for some very important. The quality it delivers is very good, standard Tamron, as it delivers very sharp and consistent results across the board. Great color and contrast, some chromatic aberration visible when shooting wide open, not unusual, not tragically bad, and totally acceptable. Really nice and creamy bokeh and more blurred background, more you zoom in with it, thanks to zoom compression. There's almost no ghosting, and flaring is really nice, well above average. It is a very versatile lens that certainly can be used for interiors, architecture, landscape and close-up photography too. Minimum focusing of only 17 centimeters, making it possible to get really close to capture macro-like images as well. Equally great for photos as well as video. Perfect lens choice to shoot from a gimbal with, as the small form factor and the weight make it a breeze to balance it on the gimbal. Also, although the lens extends a little bit when zooming, the center of gravity doesn't change at all. It means that you can utilize the full zoom range when shooting from the gimbal without the need to rebalance the gimbal every time you zoom in, like with some other lenses. The autofocusing works very well when shooting photos or video. Quick, accurate and reliable. Autofocusing is almost not worth mentioning anymore with these new modern lenses from Tamron. It's a well-established brand known for high-end quality, and this lens doesn't disappoint in any way. Built, no hiding the fact that this is a very portable and small lens weighing only 365 grams and only 86.5 centimeters long. It has Tamron standard 67mm filter thread and the new contoured Tamron design. It is great that they do this across their range to make all lenses, regardless of their size, to look the same and have the same filter thread. No other brand is doing that right now. Very simple construction, almost the same size focus and zoom rings. Focus ring is nicely firm, maybe a touch too light for my liking, and so is the zoom ring too. It feels a little bit plasticky, but the plastic construction makes it possible for this lens to be this light. The other thing is that the lens extends when zooming out and not zooming in. So when stowed away, retracted, it is at 40mm, and you need to extend the lens to shoot wide at 20mm odd. There's no buttons on the lens at all, but there is, just as on all other new Tamron's, USB-C socket for connecting the lens to the computer for customizing it via free Tamron utility software. Obviously, you'll be able to update the lens's firmware in the future this way, but as there is no buttons on the lens, you can only customize the focus ring behavior via the software. You can change the focus ring rotation direction, and the big one is the focus ring behavior from standard non-linear focus by wire, when the focusing will depend on the speed and velocity of you turning it, to so much better, especially for manual focusing when filming a linear, when the ring will behave more like vintage or cine lens, and the changes will be consistent with every time you turn it. You can also specify how much ring rotation you prefer, anywhere from 90 degrees to 360 degrees. As far as I'm aware, you can't do that with any other lens on a Sony camera right now. It has got weather sealing throughout, USB socket is waterproof as well, and there is no internal optical stabilization built in. Price, this lens retails for £879 here in UK, or significantly less, $699 in US. Very good value for money, considering that you not only get a great high quality lens, but a very versatile focal range too. Ultra wide angle and standard focal range in one very neat and small package. It literally has got no competition with this focal range and with that constant aperture of f2.8. It is a lens that should appeal to a lot of people out there. Conclusion: if you are a seasoned pro or just a beginner, this lens ticks a lot of boxes. Small, light, well-priced, wide aperture zoom that is capable of great results, and a lens that is versatile enough to be just one lens on your camera for everything from vlogging, filming yourself with landscape, landscape, architecture, close-up, portrait, and more. It is what everyone wishes kit lenses should be, but they never are. Simple compact lens that is perfect for when you are still new to filming or photography, or when you just want to simplify the process, reduce the weight of your kit, and when you just know that you need high quality. This does it all. I absolutely love this lens and I highly recommend it. And this is it from me. I hope this video was in some way helpful or informative. If it was, please give me the thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Doesn't disappoint it in any way. It's a well-established brand known for high-end quality. And bastard, poop. This week I'm outside because I don't have a main key light because I broke it. So here in the nature I am. I am in the nature. Here I am. What am I talking about?